Hey, happy Halloween, everybody. And I want to come at you today with a little quick review on one of my favorite Halloween spooky fragrances in my collection. I tend to dust this off every Halloween, and that fragrance is Amouage Memoir Man. Now, with this fragrance and why it comes off that way is, first off, well, a little backdrop on San Antonio. San Antonio is a big city with a small city feel. Ideally, how the city is composed is you can have new buildings, modern lights and everything, and then you turn around the corner and then you end up with these old relic buildings that are just haunted buildings, essentially. They just haunted. Case in point, there's a restaurant that we have here that serves wonderful breakfast and is over this home that was built, I can't remember how many stories it is, but this home was built in the 1800s. And when you go through it, the wood floors, the creaky, the smell, you just feel ghosting inside of it. Also, every Halloween people do this. I never do none of shit like this, but they go to this railroad track, where on this railroad track, it was a school bus where unfortunately it was hit and kids didn't make it way back in the day. If you go on this railroad track, put your car in neutral and just stop it on the track, sprinkle baby powder on the back of your car, rumor has it that your car will be pushed off of the railroad tracks. And when you go look in the baby powder, you'll see little children handprints. I never try no stuff like that. Just me personally. But there's also a friend of mine that has a toy shop here in San Antonio that he bought. It was an old building, went for a cheap price. And inside this toy shop, he realized every time he leaves, he cut the camera on, and some of the little riding toys would start pedaling across the floor, and magazines would just flap open. Things like that would happen. Well, doing a little research, I realized that there was an accident across the street from that building in which some kids passed away. I mean, I know it's horrible stories, and it's almost a ghostly town like that. It has these little pockets of like haunted areas. And to me, this is a dark fragrance that smells with the leather, the amber, and the incense. It has this dry, woodsy, spooky, mysterious kind of feel to it. And it's almost feels like being in an old church with church pews, and the smell of the old books and that dry, dusky kind of smell that it has. That is how this comes off. I mean, it comes to my mind actually a movie. I can't remember the movie that saved my life, but it was a guy that was running from vampires. And as he figured, okay, I'll run into a church. It'll be safe inside this church when I'm running from this vampire. They can't come into church. And he went inside the church and he sat down at the pew. It was all dark and dim. And he just started praying to God, please protect me from the vampires, this. And after he put his head up, the vampire came and just sat down next to him and looked at him and was like, hey, how you doing? And this dude almost shit a brick because everything he had been taught was not so. But I say that to say, in that scene, that vampire, that building is probably what this smelled like. I mean, beautiful fragrance, mysterious, dark, dry, woodsy, leathery incense, but just mysterious, mystique, and ghostly. And this is my go-to fragrance when it comes down to Halloween. I rock this hard during Halloween time because it just puts me in the spooky spirit. But just wanted to touch down on what I'm gonna be wearing this Halloween. And true to San Antonio, black and silver bottle. Yep, Spurs fan. But nonetheless, that's all I got. Until next time, y'all be good.